Why haven't we explored the oceans yet? The Earth's oceans contain roughly 321 million cubic miles of water, which is trillions upon trillions of gallons of liquid, stretching across more than 70% of our planet's surface area and amounting to roughly 99% of the Earth's total living space. These vast waters can seem like cold and empty, inhospitable environments threatening hidden dangers, but they're actually key to understanding our planet. Millions of undiscovered species living down there. For many, the uncharted plants, animals, and environments can mean only one thing: sea monsters. Taking the big fin, or long-armed squid, as an almost alien, it's so hard to believe that there'd be other enormous creatures thriving in parts of the sea human eyes have never seen. The biggest animal we're aware of is the blue whale, but we only know so much about it because it stays close to the surface to breathe. For animals evolved to live in the deepest, darkest depths, some argue they could be even bigger, because so much of the ocean remains uncharted. As recently as 1997, ocean experts were left scratching their heads by the bloop, a loud, low-frequency, and unexplained sound detected deep underwater. Some said the sound was made by an impossibly huge sea creature moving. Others have speculated that it was simply shifting sea ice, but no one knows for sure. Oceanographers argue that the biggest roadblock for sea exploration is space. Despite the universe being incomprehensibly huge, we know much more about what happens out there than down here. NASA used radio waves to map other planets, but radio waves can't be used for the sea because the water gets in the way. Mapping the ocean floor requires sonar, which, though the tech does exist, is a much slower process. During the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, for example, the sonar used was so advanced that massive active volcanoes, deep trenches, and other geological features were discovered for the first time while trying to locate the plane, namely depth pressure. According to NASA, the pressure at Challenger Deep is 1,000 times greater than on land. On average, the ocean is only 2.3 miles deep. The conditions are still pretty perilous, but not at the same kind of level. And we could feasibly build an International Sea Station as an underwater counterpart for the ISS in orbit. The near total lack of sunlight would make it almost impossible to carry out some tasks in underwater bases, but there would be some benefits compared to outer space living too. At its coldest, the ocean dips only just below 0 degrees Celsius, while space is minus 270. It'd also be easier to send supplies to and from an underwater base, and those actually based underwater could return to land fairly often. Finally, if we did open up our oceans, then we could even find another solution to various global concerns like climate change and overpopulation: underwater cities. Whether or not we do eventually explore the entire ocean largely boils down to money and motivation, and whether there's enough of either. There are mysteries to solve, species to discover, and wide-reaching lessons to learn.